My wife wants my kids to go to their mother's house anytime she is home and I am not. Wife wants my kids out of the home when she is home. A ton to unpack here, so I will try to keep it concise. My wife and I have been together for 10 years, living together for 9. We have one child, 5, together, and I have 2 more, 11 and 13, from my first marriage. I have primary custody of both. Every other weekend situation. First wife had a rough patch after the divorce with alcohol and was not involved in their lives. There were times that we would have the kids for months without her seeing them. My current wife, we will call her S, has been very involved in their lives. They adore her. We both work full-time with great jobs. When the kids are sick or someone needs to handle logistics, S and I decide based on current needs at our respective workplaces. She has made comments over the years about asking their bio mom to help as we are losing income and she doesn't help at all. Anytime I call and ask if bio can help, it becomes an ordeal. I generally have to take them on her weekend if she takes them today. I also prefer the kids stay with us as we have worked very hard to provide a healthy, structured and safe home environment. Bio mom has had different men on and off and never helps with schoolwork. Dinner with her is typically microwaved. S feels that she has made enough sacrifices while bio gets to live as if she is child-free. This brings us to this evening. S is not feeling well and plans on staying home tomorrow. She wants the 2 kids to go to the bio house. I am sick about this. I do not want them to be shut out of their home. I should clarify, there are no behavioral reasons. She just resents them. Has anyone else been through this? Advice? Edit, S plans to keep 5-yo home. This is not an isolated incident. Anytime she works from home or I have to work a weekend while she is home, she wants to keep the little and bigs go with bio. Edit 2, I love you Reddit. More info, typically on a no school Friday or a half day, big kids come to our home and hang out / chores until we get home. She takes the 5-yo to daycare as I work early and I pick him up as I get off first. I love this woman. Communication is 10/10, intimate is 10/10. We have fun as a family. Life is truly the best it could be. But this is driving a wedge. The resentment that is. I am sympathetic but not willing to sacrifice even a minute of their childhood to a substandard living situation. Edit 3. To answer some questions. We share banking and both make about $100,000. Everything is shared financially. Weekdays the big kids wake themselves and head a few blocks down to grandma's house for breakfast and to wait for the bus. I handle groceries, lunches, and dinners. Bigs do dishes, dog chores, etc. They are very self-sufficient. I handle all sports logistics. She handles laundry. Bio mom has a fresh DUI. It's not that she's dating that bothers me. It is the unstable environment and quality of people she hangs around. I do get to judge this as I have sole custody and refuse to allow my kids to ride around with drunks. To clear the air, you guys hit the nail on the head. I am not perfect. I have high expectations and that can definitely cause issues. I believe in home-cooked nourishing food, homework completed upon arriving home, extremely limited screen time. I have leaned on my partner hard over the years. I hope it is clear that we try hard to navigate life as true partners. We share all of the responsibilities. My goal was not to get affirmation, and I truly appreciate the responses calling me out for my shortcomings. I put all 3 of them to bed last night and told her that the bigs would care for the little while she rested and that they could watch movies in an attempt to keep them entertained so that she didn't feel obligated to entertain them. She said she would rather go to work than deal with needy kids all day. She is just waking up now and we will see what she decides. I'm standing firm. If she needs a break, she can take one and often does. They will not be removed from their home for this. I'm going to sign myself up for some counseling to navigate this. We will see if she wants to join. I will keep you posted. Final edit. It's awesome to me how many of you shared your thoughts and experiences. It is also astounding how many of you vilified one side or the other on this. She is not a POS and I'm not a deadbeat. If you read through all of the comments you will find about half say, she's been with them for 10 years, she needs to step up. The other half say it solely falls on my shoulders. This indicated to me that what we are navigating is really a struggle and not at all unique to my situation. She went to work today, and we spoke over our lunch breaks. I admitted to her that I chose my own desires over her need for a break and to rest while sick. I vowed to create more time for her and the 5-year-old when times like these arise, and she just wants to cuddle with the little guy and rest. It does fall on me. She deserves more of a break. Thank you to each and every one of you for taking the time. Even the ones who think I'm a deadbeat. Comment. It feels like something is missing in this story. Your wife has been very involved in the kids' lives and they adore her. It sounds like she has cared for them many times in your absence. What has changed all of a sudden that has her resenting them and wanting to kick them out? It's not all of the sudden. It has been building. I cannot come up with a catalyst and I have been direct and asked. I should have included that the 5-year-old will be with her and she would like the big kids to go to their mom's empty home. She swears it's resentment towards their mom that trickles down to them. I feel like this started when the 5-year-old was born. Maybe she feels robbed of having her time with her child. I love all of the kids and can't stand to be without any of them. Therefore, I cannot relate. It is incredibly common for the step-parent to change when they have their own child. It majorly sucks for the step-kids. I think this has risen to the level of couples counseling. As your kids get more into their teen years, she's going to put the resentment more on them directly. I think you've nailed it. It sounds to me like she wants more time alone with her bio child, especially at age 5. That's a bit of a milestone age. Kindergarten is coming up. They aren't babies anymore. Yet, I would not want my children to even have a chance of possibly being in a situation that could go south with the bio mom. I can completely understand both sides here. Can you occasionally take your kids out for a long day of fun with dad so she and the 5-year-old can have time? Could you guys make room in your budget for some cleaning help to take one thing off your end plates? Or on the days where it's just her and all the kids, could you bring dinner home or have lunch delivered? How's the relationship between your kids and the 5-year-old? Just be aware that even though they're kids, her feelings towards them may be obvious to them. Being rejected by two mothers can create some real damage in the long run. You need to take the day off and take the older kids out and let her have the day with the little one. Loving someone else's kids as your own can be difficult sometimes. My husband has 5, 2 of which are step-kids from his previous marriage but are his kids in the full sense of the word, and I love them, all 5 of them. But on Friday, after a long, stressful week, I want quiet and peace. Sometimes, I do just want to check in with my kid. And if it's been one of those weeks for me, and the kids need to come over too, then he takes the day off, so all of our needs are met. By the afternoon, I've gotten what I needed, and I'm ready for their chaos. It doesn't feel like you're as involved as she has been. She sounds like she feels tired and unappreciated. She raised those kids selflessly, sacrificing her time with you and her own child. It sounds like she did one hell of a job if they love her so much, and now she needs her needs met before her resentment grows into hate and divorce. I think it's important to state that your wife's feelings are valid. She doesn't need therapy because she's crazy, she needs therapy to process her anger toward the bio mom. Your wife became a mother of her own biological child. It must be difficult for her to fathom how a woman could gladly abandon her own biological children, as is the case with your daughters. Just as you cannot relate to how she is feeling, your wife equally cannot relate to your ex-wife who put her own needs above her own daughters. You also need therapy to bridge the gap between your lack of understanding over how your wife is feeling. She's not in the wrong, she has essentially raised your daughters as her own, she has been their mother in every sense of the word and adores them. The issue for your wife is not your daughters, the issue is their mother. Next story 2. My husband is the reason I can't have children and now he's cheated. I feel like it's because of this and I don't know what to do. Apologies if this is unreadable or disjointed. I'm not sure how I'm feeling or doing right now. An accident caused by my husband left me infertile. I've come to terms with it, and had always wanted to adopt, so it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. This was 3 years ago. It was an accident related to negligence on his part. And though I try not to remind him or bring it up ever, including my own pain at my infertility, because I know he feels guilty, it is very much his fault. There's no way around that fact. If dealt with the anger I had with my therapist and she and I believe I am successful at not letting it bleed into my daily life with him. So yes, I've gone to therapy. No, I am not, or was not resentful. We have decided to adopt, and finally after 2 years, I am very happy to have a baby that will hopefully be coming into our home. We found this out a month ago. I thought we were both happy and on here same page. Also, I should add, we never told anyone about why I was infertile. I never even told my parents, they think it was just a random accident, because we were worried about how it would affect their opinion of him. He also begged me not to tell my friends, when I just wanted to tell my best friend, for support. The only ones that know, are the people who have access to my medical files, my husband, and my therapist. I don't know if that's necessary context, but right now it feels so necessary. 2 days ago I found out he is cheating. A woman DM'd me a photo, I'm going to assume after seeing my text pop up on his phone. Because it was within 5 minutes of me texting him that morning. It is an image, not really graphic. But they are in bed together, and it is my husband, for sure, along with a message that said if this is your man he's a cheating POS. I haven't responded to her. I don't know how to. It's from the hotel her chatted me from a night prior. I recognized the painting behind the bed frame because we talked about it. He is supposed to be on work tip. I feel like the only reason I'm calm enough to type this out is because I'm in shock. I love this man. With all my heart, I protected him from hate and blame. All I wanted was the same love and support back. Maybe this is a validation post. But I need some advice on how to approach this, because I haven't even cried yet. He won't be home until tomorrow. And I have so many things on my mind. I'm worried this isn't their first time he's cheated. I hate the idea he's cheating because I can't have kids, but it keeps echoing in my head. Should I just leave? My family lives a state away. How do people even start to leave when they live together? Should I not be considering telling everyone? Because I am. But I don't know if that is too vindictive. I can feel the spiral starting and I'm not sure I needed to just type this, or yell. I don't know if I'm furious or hurt or humiliated or sad at this point. I just feel like I should be reacting somehow, but I'm just frozen. Also, we are in the late stages of adoption paperwork, which I have been the one heading the process, and I don't really know what to do. I just feel like I was hit with a truck, and I feel like I gave so much to keep loving him, and I've just never felt so defeated and betrayed. Sorry again if this is unreadable. So I took a step away and came back to a lot. Sorry I wasn't responding. My brain was frozen before and now my mind is working about 1 trillion miles a minute now. I'm trying to read everything. 1. Since everyone who has asked has been polite, I thought I would address this again, and I understand that him causing my infertility sounds like a fun mystery or something. It's not. So I would appreciate people not guessing or making any more assumptions, please. 2. This is going to sound selfish, but I do think separating will get in the way of the adoption. And now that I am trying to imagine us as separate entities in this, I am accurately aware that it would get in the way of me having children, but not him. He is not sterile. The only thing him cheating, and me breaking it off will do is my life and my family future. And I honestly don't even know what to think about that. I've been heading the majority of paperwork, I've been preparing the nursery, and schedules etc. I never really considered that I wouldn't be able to love and raise children because of my infertility, but being a single woman makes adoption so much harder, even though I would be able to be financially stable on my own. 3. I have called my mom, and I do intend to tell her. She is in a different time zone, so we'll talk when she's off work. 4. I'll probably keep reading any more advice until I call with my mom, but I can't promise I'll respond to everything. I'm getting on the call with my mom. Thank you everyone for helping me sort out my thoughts. Sorry I didn't respond much. I appreciate everyone for being so kind, helpful, and respectful. I mean that. This will likely be the last comment for a while. But I will be leaving my husband. I told my mother and my best friend last night everything. They will be helping me figure out when, how, and where is best for filing. I don't know when I will file, but I will be staying with my best for now while I get my bearings, and until I've made a plan. No, I have not alerted my husband to the fact that I know he cheated. And no, I will not, until I decide when that is best. I had to talk my mother and best friend down, and honestly I felt amazing have two people so angry on my behalf. I'm so glad I have them in my life. Thanks everyone. One more issue to address. Maybe I am sensitive right now, but I would appreciate if people stop saying I need to find someone else, or I will. I had considered adoption prior to losing my fertility or meeting my husband. As I stated in my post. So I don't appreciate people suggesting I need to find another man to adopt with, when I have been working hard to be independently financially stable since I was 16, and am more than capable of raising a child on my own. The idea that me possibly being single in the near future will make adopting so much harder on paper is already hurting enough. Comment. Call your best friend and tell her the whole story, then ask if you can stay with her a few days. Tell your husband your friend had an emergency and needs you. Give yourself a few days away, contact an attorney, take a breath and then decide how to deal with him. You owe him no truths, you owe him nothing. Part of our healing is sharing our burdens with others. He took that away from you. Take it back. It's not okay that he made you hide the realities around the accident. I think in light of his cheating you need to at least confide in your best friend and your family about what is happening now and what he did to you by negligence. It doesn't seem right to knowingly bring a child into the start of a divorce while they're trying to adjust to a new home. If the divorce gets ugly, it could become a custody battle, an expensive time-consuming fight. Sure, lying might get her through the adoption process, but that's definitely selfish to bring a child into an unstable environment and family separation. That's a horrible thing to do. Birth mom has every right to know where her child is going. She probably selected a married couple on purpose to give the child a two-parent home, something she probably can't provide. The adoption agency will be furious she lied too. And depending on the state, there will be several months of follow-up visits. In my state you do 6 months of placement before you can even petition to adopt. Is this couple going to play the long con for half a year? And the child, who has no say in any of this, will grow up knowing their birth mother was tricked and lied to so that the adoptive mom could get a baby. Some adoptees struggle with feeling of abandonment and loss by their birth parents, even if their adoptive home is amazing. Being adopted and then having your parents immediately divorce is setting up this poor child for even more issues of abandonment. It's insanely selfish. Consult a lawyer about suing him for negligence causing bodily harm. Also consult a heavyweight divorce lawyer who will get you your due. I would also look for a new therapist, because one who coached you to not let your feelings bleed into your relationship does not sound healthy. That sounds like repression/prioritizing your husband's feelings over your own need to express your justifiable emotions. Also, it concerns me that your therapist has not raised what a huge issue it is that you are not allowed to tell any of your support system about your infertility, possibly one of the hardest things for a woman to go through. I understood that she can talk about the infertility, just not that her husband's negligence caused the accident. They think it was just a random accident. But yes, considering his cheating, I would also consider that non-disclosure agreement void. You can separate in-house, if you're scared of jeopardizing the adoption process. He can sleep in the doghouse, where he belongs, while you finalize the adoption. Or you could kick him out straight away, cancel the adoption, because it would be a bit unfair to bring a child into a marriage that's on the brink of divorce, or at least about to become very hostile, and start the process over when you've found a new partner. My heart really hurts for you and what you have gone through, and I understand how much you want to adopt, but do you really think it's in the best interest of a child to be raised in a household where one parent blames and resents the other parent for her infertility and his cheating? Shouldn't a child have a chance at a happy home with loving parents? And don't you think your best chance of giving a child that would be with a new partner, with whom you don't have so much shared baggage?